Good afternoon and welcome, iRacers, race fans alike. This is Apex Racing TV for the third round of the Grand Prix 247.com iRacing Star Mazda F1 series. We are at Silverstone circuit. It is glorious, just like real life at the moment as well. Absolutely, sun is beaming down. Awesome weather conditions for racing. We're joined by Brenton O'Brien in the commentary box. Hello, fella.
Good evening to you, AC. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, the weather's fantastic, isn't it? It's on the hot side. There's no doubt about that. With the track temperature of 43 degrees and absolutely zero wind. So, yeah, bit of work to do for the drivers out there tonight.
Yeah, I guess you can get it a little bit too hot, so tyres may start to drop off in their run. We saw in the last round it was those that decided not to take tyres were better off. A few drivers made a mistake of not informing the pit crews that they didn't want their tyres changing, and it cost them big time in the race. So I think we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. Could be 6 of one, half dozen of the other with what's going to be best. Do you sacrifice the time? Silverstone demanding on the tyres as we look at the moment. Drivers going through Beckett's Maggot section. That's probably one of the most demanding sections at any racetrack for tyres.
Yeah, it's a demanding track all round, isn't it? No doubt you've covered many laps here, but the numbers in the field seem to have gone up. I noticed we've got Charles de Sierra's new to the series tonight, Ty Tran's new, Kent Walker, Bernie Weimer's Redback Racing team member there's in the car tonight. I think he's driving the BAR. And also James Keane. So there's 2 Jaguars tonight. So the numbers are slightly up. There's been some changes during the week, and hopefully they'll have a positive effect.
Yeah, of course. One little addition to the series as well. That is the tickets to the Singapore Grand Prix that go up for grabs for 2016 season.
Yeah, fantastic incentive there by Fuji, and he's doing everything he can to promote this series. With the Grand Prix 24/7 on board, thanks to their support. So, yeah, he's just got to keep plugging away. It's got the potential of being a really, really good series, and hopefully, as the word gets spread by Sim Racers Asia throughout the iRacing League, iRacing community, we'll have more on board.
Yep, just give a big shout out to everybody who's tuned in, watching this live as well as back. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to help us out by liking and sharing it on all the social media if you would. Always helps us in a big way. It helps promote the series as well. We just want to get it out there at the moment. Brand new series by the Sim Racers Asia crew, and I think if we can keep pushing this as much as we can, let everybody know it's out there. Before long, we'll be up to where the GT level is.
Yeah, with the GT level, the GT ones at the moment showing positive stories straight up. But this is a series that's brand new as well, and hopefully the Sim Racers Asia team will get the flow-on effect that these guys want to do the Star Masters first, and then go into the GT ones afterwards.
We've got about 3.5 minutes left of qualifying. Does look like a few drivers are being a little bit frantic, joining quite late just to set their queue times. Going to be difficult for them to get up to speed in time. But right now we're looking at Scott Newton taking pole position at the moment by 0.7 of a second. So he's flying from Aaron Hamilton out there.
Yeah, pretty convincing in the McLaren, isn't he, with Scotty Newton, and he's doing a great job in anything he drives at the moment. I think in the BMW in the GT3 series as well was successful last season. But got the 2 Jaguars there in second and third at the moment, Kevin Huang and Amir Farid Abdul Ghani in 5th place. We might just call him Amir, if that's okay. So it's good to have the new names there.
Yeah, just like you say, fair few new names just cropping in and competing in the pack. So I think we're going to have a great race today. Might get strung out a little bit after the pit stops, looking at some of the gaps in there. But actually, I think it's all going to come down to that pit stop, whether or not people take tyres or don't take tyres at the end of this one.
I think after 32 laps, I think it's a fairly long race for the boys, considering that pole time, provisional pole at the moment, nothing's just a little bit short of a 1:48. So 32 laps, I reckon they'll be taking tyres.
Just,
So we just got...
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just I thought you might have been away. Just got the 2 minutes to go of qualifying at the moment. We've got 13 times in at the moment. Just trying to think whether Charles is still here. Yeah, no, he's still here, so he just hasn't put a time in yet. And Brett Yilton has not stayed. He's had a disconnect or something, unfortunately. So probably 14. Rodriguez is here and Josh Anderson's here, so they'll put some times in shortly.
Bernie Weemers having some fun down Vale and Club. Yeah, Kent in the Sauber there. Is that the first time we've seen that Sauber? I think it might be.
Yep. Yeah, first time we've seen it. I've never been a fan of the Sauber skins ever since they've been released, to be honest with you. And this year's is not that inspirational, and I think it reflects where they are as a team at the moment. In real life, just run out of money. So. Yeah, but it's good to have the driver out here though, Kent Walker, and hopefully he'll get some good things done. He's in 8th position at the moment.
It looks like Scotty Newton doesn't feel the need to come out. He's seen the margin that he's got, he's just sticking with it, but it's getting a little bit closer up there. I take that back, no it's not, just my timing screen just showing the gap slightly different to what's actually coming up on screen. Still the 7/10, so yeah, he feels pretty comfortable. It's not going out. Hamilton doesn't look like he's improving much. Marshall's really struggling out there as well. We obviously another one of the McLaren drivers doesn't seem to be able to hook it up. I was actually down talking to the team earlier on, and he was struggling with braking points really around here, just to spot them. And it's a tricky track for that. Obviously, one of the older ones on the iRacing service, and yeah, there's unlike a Grand Prix weekend, they seem to have not scanned the brake markers, so you're trying to spot for all random ones. I know personally myself, I use some really strange markers to help me here, but it doesn't improve again. So still down in 10th place and struggling.
Yeah, he is, and I think that's it for him. That's where he'll finish up in 10th place with a 150.6. So that's 2.7 seconds off of the pole time of his teammate Scotty Newton. So substantial time difference there between them. Qualifying is just wrapping up now.
Yeah, Bernie struggling a little bit through the Abbey chicane there as well. Decides that's going to be that, and is going to pull it on off. Brett Wilson in the Honda. Is that the Honda? Yeah.
The old BAR.
BAR, that's what I was going to say.
And teammate of Bernie Weemers tonight. So 12 incidents. That's pretty tight here for 32 laps on these cars, just to have the 12 incidents.
Yep.
Whoa.
Quite easy to pick up just a little off track going through sort of Vale chicane. You want to take a fair bit of curb there, and it does punish you with the off track through there. So here comes Brett. Is he going to improve? He's currently in 8th place. We're looking to beat 49.7, I believe. Going to be close. No, he's just
outside. It's a pretty good lap. Just pipped.
Yeah, 50.6. No, well, when the timer reset, 50.4 stays where he is.
So qualifying is finished for round 3 here at Silverstone of the Grand Prix 24/7 Star Mazdas, brought to you by Sim Racers Asia. Scotty Newton on pole position of 47.950, 7/10 up on the Jaguar pair of Aaron Hamilton and James Keane. Kevin Huang in Ferrari is 4th place of 49 flat, so 1.1 seconds between 1st and 4th, substantial. Amir Ghani driving the old Rothmans Williams, just in front of Lachlan Hall, just the 4/100ths there. Bernie Weemers for the BAR, his teammate Brett Wilson, the BAR in 8th. Kent Walker 50.3 in the Sauber. We saw Alex Marshall 50.6. Min Park, Taitran and Fuji Satano with a 52.3.
There's a driver that was on the grid there and then left again. Now, I believe the starting procedures have changed somewhat on iRacing. You can't actually leave the grid once you're on the grid, so it looks like someone might have put the wrong fuel in for the race, had to jump off, so they're probably going to be starting from the pits.
Yeah, I can't see anybody missing. Yeah, no one in pit lane yet.
Charles is not around yet. Brett's not around, and Eric's not joined the grid either. So still got 30 seconds left. I might have been wrong. I might have just seen it. Just might have been a flicker or something like that. So.
It looks like a pretty full grid.
Yep.
Yeah, 32 laps, 12 incidents. It's there's going to be some dramas. Geez, I tell you what, the last thing you want's a car contact of any variety and get a 4 because that will make it extremely difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the final few moments, just waiting for everybody to grid up. One more's joined.
The revs are building.
Green, green, green!
Round 3 at the Grand Prix 247.com iRacing Star Mazda F1 series is go, and it looks like we're going to have some 3 or 4 wide action a bit further back there as I think it's Alex Marshall trying to make some early grounds, but up front 2 straight into turn 1, no problems, no hassle there. So Jaguar are really going to try and stick it to the McLaren driver of Scott Newton.
Yeah, I've got a feeling, I haven't had a chat with the boys tonight in regards to their tactics, but they just got to stay with Scotty Newton. We know the racecraft of Aaron Hamilton from the last few races, not necessarily the quickest driver out there, but certainly has got the job done in the first 2 races, mistake-free so far. His teammate James Keen's got a really good run down here, down this long straight. Not sure there's any room there, working together as a team.
I think we've got someone gone off there as well in the background. It's Alex Marshall, I think, gone off. He's in a right state. He's having to tow it back to the pits, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah, not good. Not quite sure what happened there. We'll see if we can go back and take a little look at that in a lap or so's time.
Ooh.
But Kevin Hung also had a good look at the back of Latchin Hall there as well, but didn't manage to get a run going into...
Yeah, just in those chicanes there, Alex has had a lot of issues actually, and he's clipped Bernie Weemers, I think it was. Also Josh Anderson, our new guy, Kent Walker, had to react and have it off as well. So, in a race where there's only 12 incidents, there's a lot of incidents there to start with. But, gee whiz, back out the front, the race is on for love and money here.
Yeah, it seems to be. James at the moment is just struggling out there.
Ooh, he's dropped off.
Not sure what's quite going on. Amir's got himself in that Rothman's up and into a podium position as well on the first lap. But yeah, just taking a little while to settle in is James and lost the place. Maybe just tyre pressures perhaps a little bit low at the start. It's going to go for a long run, trying to keep the tyres in check. And we know what these little Star Mazdas are like when the pressures are low.
Yeah, Josh Anderson's got it all crossed. Oh hell, crossed over on the release of turn 1 there, and he's had to let a heap of cars through. Now I know Anderson got involved in that lap 1 incident as well, so I would imagine his incident points already are building up significantly.
Got a bit of damage on the left side pod there, might slow him down. I know these cars are quite resilient, so it might be okay.
Yeah, it just changes your race style though, when you're on the edge of being disqualified, doesn't it? You certainly can't attack it. James Keen's also made that move back up into 3rd place in the Jaguar, so the Jaguar is running 2-3 at the moment.
If we could get a little replay of that back actually and see see what happened there. Oh yeah, just straight move down, got a good run out of Chapel into Stoke, pulls alongside. Yeah, good move, and looks like Hall tried to get the job done as well at the same time into Vale, but fortunately Amir was able to cover that off.
Yeah, so things have really tightened up in the pack here with Keen in 3rd, Garney now in 4th, Kevin Huang in the Ferrari in 5th. Bernie Weeman's doing a fantastic job here, hanging on to the tail in at BAR. Lachlan Hall in the 3rd of the McLarens. Yep, you heard right, the 3 McLarens now. again with that rule changes during the week. One of them is that you can have 3 cars per team now. So the McLaren team have made the most of that immediately. Brett Wilson in the second of the BARs. Min Park of the 2014-2015 at Williams. Josh Anderson, we've talked about some dramas in Titran in the Ferrari. Fuji Sartono in the Rothmans at Williams, and Kent Walker after that first lap drama back in 13th position.
Gonna take a quick look back, see if we can see what happened to Alex here. So we got him. Actually, need to go back a little bit further because he's got himself out of shape already, hasn't he? Go back a little bit further.
So just in the S's there for the first time, you can see he's just got a little bit out of shape and
he just got a bit of wides, and that actually it was. A lot of drivers actually got caught there as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it just looked like a couple of I'm not sure who it was to the right. I think it was. Get the standards up so I can see who it was. I think it was Josh.
Josh Anderson.
Right, wasn't it? He just got squeezed a little bit there, and they had a bit of contact, and they sort of moved all over. And then everybody just had to dart out of the way to try and avoid it. And unfortunately, it's absolutely destroyed the McLaren, really.
Yeah, it has, and Alex has struggled here anyway, but I'm sure that's not the way he wants to go out, and he's now, I think he's a couple of laps down now. Certainly he's just being passed by the leaders that last lap.
Seeing, so. Oh no, you're right, 2 as they cross the line, so. Yeah, it takes so long to get the car back to the pits, I think that's the problem, and there's nothing you can do when you need a tow like that. You really are, especially at this early stage. I mean, if it had been a bit later on in the race, he might well have been okay because it would have been his pit stop as well. But
turn 1 has taken Garney as well. They come out in front of the field there, and he's had a big off as well. So he's dropped right off. He's now outside. Was he down to 10th place now? I think he is. Just
run wide into that AstroTurf, and we know how bad.
Oh, and again.
That is through there. He did make contact with the wall, I think, and that's what's probably upset his suspension a little bit. Let's stay with him just so we can see this this second moment that you're just talking about right now. As he picks back up speed through Beckett's maggot. Exactly, and just goes to just comes off there. So he's got some issues with that suspension right now.
Yeah, so this is going to be a pit stop, an unscheduled stop, so even at the best he's going to have to do a 3-stopper, I would imagine, with the end of lap 4. So no doubt we'll see him just come into the pit entry now.
Hold very, very wide through, it's coming off of Abbey Corner, that was there. He's trying to hunt down Weemers right now. And actually this is not a bad little sort of 4-car group.
Yeah, well, Alex Marshall's in there. He's already been lapped down, but he can still have a bit of fun, surely, and see where he can go. But Bernie Weemers, considering he doesn't drive this car, he seems to be spending a lot of his time, if not all of his time, covering races. So it's fantastic to see Bernie doing some laps, and it's even better to see him getting some very much deserved airtime because everyone knows he's put enough cars on live stream before at no expense to him. So it's fantastic to have Bernie there, and up into 5th place as well.
Yeah, it's great to see Bernie actually doing that as well. Started his comms and career over here at Apex Racing TV, so good to see that he took that and set up a sort of broadcasting for another one really for the Australians, because few and far between for you guys to pick from, really, isn't it?
Oh, there's difference at the moment. The things are certainly picking up. James Keane has had a problem as well. That turn 1. You have to tell me the name of it there, AC. Sorry, Cops has Cops has copped quite a few tonight. He actually could have been a lot worse there. He's lost the tail a bit onto the Astro on the exit and just crossed it up. Just ended up coming out onto the pit exit there. So he's dropped just the 1 spot. I think he's dropped a substantial amount of time though. and puts him into the clutches of Alex Marshall's lap down, but it puts him in that group with Bernie Weemers and Lachlan Hall.
Yeah, the problem is going out over that Astro is actually it's very, very bumpy. It doesn't look like it from the camera angles, but it is really bad, and I think it catches a lot of drivers out. And you go out there, and the cars are not set up to take that one bit. Just obviously it's a bit wide if you run out there. It's actually just Kevin just ahead, just runs a little bit wide coming out of Luffield there, but. Yeah, it usually unsettles the car. You really got to take a decision. If you know you're running out wide, you've got to go over it in an aggressive fashion and run out wide so that you don't spin. So he flirts with it again, but that is about the ideal line.
Yeah, just out the front there, Scotty Newton elastic bands stretching that little bit more and more each lap out to 2.3 seconds. Hamilton's lost his Jaguar teammate, obviously, and Hamilton goes wide there on the exit. So, yeah, this is going to drop another bit of time here. What's his lap time across the strike of 49 flat compared to a 48 flat, so a second gain there for Scotty Newton last lap. And back in the pack, I think it's Kevin Huang, isn't it? Yeah, so Kevin's done a good job here from 4th on the grid, up in the 3rd now, 49.4 last lap. Keeney with his issues of 53.9. That's obviously an anomaly with the off. And Bernie Weem is still chugging away there. Well, he's not chugging away, he's in the top 5 at 49.3 as well. Yeah,
he's catching up quite. I mean, if you have a look, he's quicker than Kevin in 3rd place as well, so he's slowly reeling in Kevin too. Hall's not quite able to stick with him as well. That was about 7 or 8 tenths of a second difference, and you can see Hall struggling coming out of Abbey again. He's really struggled through there. Actually, I've seen him 3 or 4 times, and even in qualifying in practice as well, he's been flirting with that outside wall. It just seems like the McLaren perhaps a little bit low on downforce. You know how they're like that. Mosport very, very quick in a straight line, but it does make it tricky to drive.
Yeah, it did make it tricky to drive, and they were the quickest car, and they stole defeat from the jaws of victory there due to their other issues. Josh Anderson seems to be one of the quickest on the track at the moment, a last lap of 48.9. He's had some early dramas there, and he'd be right on the edge of the incident limit already, so I'd imagine he's going to have to change the way he drives a little bit, not become so attacking, and just get the job done and try and chug around with some consistent laps.
Yeah, and that's with the damage he's got on that side pod as well, so it's not really affecting him at all out there. Just trying to remember where Josh was on the grid, Brenton. Oh, and that's Marshall. Running a little bit wide there, just getting out of the way, I think, more than anything.
Josh on the grid he didn't put a time in.
Yeah, I did wonder, actually.
Yeah, and his livery hasn't come through either. I'm not sure.
No, I haven't got it either.
Yeah, so and we've also got another guy, Eric Rodriguez, who's to be fair, he's a fair bit off the pace. His skin hasn't come through either, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully we'll pick those up the next time, see what team they're running in. But yeah, struggling out there, and the leader's coming around to lap him, actually moves out of the way.
Yeah, like really struggling, Eric. To the point where you'd have to think, is he using a control or something? Because his last lap was a 2:08, and he's really slow there compared to others. So we're just coming in the pit now. So, but even that pit entry is very slow.
Battle starting to form up here though between James Keane and Kevin Hunt. Where were we? Just 4 tenths of a second separating those two as they go across the line. James definitely looks like he's got a quicker car out there at the moment. Has a little look into Beckett's. Not really an overtaking place unless you get an absolute monstrous run out of Copse. And then the main thing is just to try and get a really good line coming out of Chapel, so you get a run down the hanger straight. You actually lost a little bit of time, so the aero push perhaps just caught him out a little bit through there. Going to use hanger straight to close back in, but too far away to make a move.
Yeah, I'm just on board with James at the moment now, and you're right. He seems to have the speed on him, but just he loses all his downforce as soon as he gets close enough. Not so much in the slow corners, but certainly the mid speed and certainly the faster turns as well. Just seems to be just a lot of understeer seems to kick into that car. And up ahead of these guys, Aaron Hamilton's really dropped off Scotty Newton. Last lap of Hamilton are 49.6, so that's well off the pace.
Yeah, I wonder if he made a mistake that we didn't quite pick up on. Go and have a look, see how he is at the moment.
Yeah, he's still coming back to them. He is, so I'm just not sure if he's carrying any damage or not, because he just seems to be slower.
Can't see anything at the moment. Everything looks absolutely fine. Yeah, maybe just eating into those tyres, that hot weather that we talked about at the start of the race, perhaps just causing some issues out there.
Yeah, he's got a championship to think of as well. At the moment, current leader, but 49.3. Sorry about the background noise. 49.3 is 6/10 off of Newton last lap, and Kevin Huang and King both faster than him that last lap. So it could be a strategy thing as well, with with confidence going to be a two-stopper, but maybe it's a long two-stopper.
Yeah, I mean, he played the right calls in the last one with strategy, so who knows. There's another battle actually really quickly formed up. Hall's managed to close in on Weemers again. Weemers had a 150.4 that last lap, so made a little mistake, and Hall's trying to capitalise, but just couldn't quite get the run going into Stowe as well. So two little fights going on. They're separated by about 6 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, and Anderson's plugging away at these two as well. I think Anderson got a shortcut last lap, so no time shown there. But again, that would be more incidents perhaps for Anderson, so he's really got to be on the edge here. But certainly making ground on Hall and Weemers in front.
Then a little bit look further back, just some obviously some drivers we haven't covered yet at the moment. Kent Walker as well, sitting in P11, just going about, just turning his laps at the moment, sort of around in the 150s, 151s. Yeah, just got really no competition out there at the moment, poor Kent, but just so he gets a little bit of airtime, we'll bring him up on the screen. Tran as well in the Ferrari seems to be struggling a little bit out there, it's fair to say. 2:20 last lap, in and around the 52s, so just trying to get up to speed in the Star Mazda, but good to see him in the car. Hopefully his Ferrari teammates will help him progress in the car and in the series, and can start to move up. That's what we see a lot of in the Sim Racers Asia Leagues. Drivers come in and slowly start building their way up, and before you know it, they're sort of floating around in the top 10 quite consistently. So our host Fuji in the Rothmans Williams, he's been in the pits, so I'm guessing we missed something with Fuji, but I'm not sure. He might have been one of the cars that had to take some evasive action on the first lap with the Marshall and Josh Anderson incident. So yeah, perhaps picked up a bit of damage. Well, back previous lap, I'm pretty sure that must have been with the pit stop actually. Couldn't have been that slow otherwise. And then of course, as we know, Marshall, he had his pit on lap 1, down in 14th place. Lap times in and around the 51, so he's really struggling here today. Just can't seem to find his rhythm at all.
No, he hasn't. And Josh Anderson's got onto that tail of Lachlan Hall and Bernie Weemers, so Anderson's going to have to tread very carefully. He's had a few off tracks, etc., and probably a car contact perhaps. We don't know if that was verified, so it's going to have to be very careful here. But this group now for 5th, 6th and 7th really tighten up, and Anderson's gone through on the inside of Hall there. Hall, I'm not sure Hall made life that difficult for him. Then Anderson pitting.
Yeah, so into pits early for Anderson. I wonder if perhaps, we obviously not privy to it, but I wonder if Anderson let them know that he was boxing in this lap, and Paul just thought it was best just to run a little wide, just to make sure there was no issues or anything like that with him coming around the outside and getting blocked off for the pit lane or anything there. So
yeah, I'll be back in 2.6 AC, so it's just come up.
no problem. Checking in on this battle further back, slowly but surely. Kevin and James are reeling in. Aaron up front as well. Aaron a 149.4 the last time by. Kevin 148.8, and James here as well in the other of the Jaguars did a 149 flat. So just about 1.5 seconds covers all three drivers at the moment. So this is going to start to heat up pretty quickly, I'm sure. Not quite sure what's going on with Hamilton at the moment. I'm guessing it must be something to do with tyres, because his pace at the start was a lot quicker. He's a good half second, 3/4 of a second per lap off of Newton now, and Newton's absolutely flying out there, 6.5 seconds lead. So another bad lap, a lot of time lost for Hamilton this one, and that Ferrari definitely getting closer and closer. Kevin's dancing blood out there, so going into Luffield, takes a slightly wider line. He'll get a better exit out of the corner through Woodcote, and there we go, into the pits for Hamilton, since it's probably the right time. See if his teammate jumps in the following lap. Good opportunity for Kevin here to try and get a jump on him though. Let's stay with Aaron actually, and not that that's a great camera angle. See if we can. Very tricky to get the right shot actually. Just see what his pit time is, and can't tell if he's been jacked up or not. Just trying to find the best camera angle. 9.2 seconds. It's fair to say that there's no tyres being changed there, so straightforward pit for Hamilton. Just a splash of fuel and away. Time drop off slowly starting to affect the others as well. Newton was only a 49.2 that last lap as well, so maybe the others. Kevin actually a 148.4. He is flying at that rate. I believe he's got an opportunity to close in on Scott Newton. It's going to take a while. Scott did have a little bit of traffic. That was Fuji ahead of him there, so maybe that was what slowed him down a little bit there, that lap. Let's keep an eye on him this time and see what he does. Like I say, yeah, 149.2 just coming up on screen now for everybody. Keep an eye on what he does now. You can see those two in the background just going into Brooklands there, so fairly comfortable lead at this point, but if he starts to lose that sort of time every lap, that will soon come down. 148.8, so a bit quicker again. Have a look what Kevin does. Is he coming round Woodcote right now? 148.5, so another 0.3 of a second. No traffic involved there, although they've got a little bit of traffic to deal with now as Fuji gets on out of the way there. As a little internet moment as well, just to give these guys something to worry about. And yeah, too wide as well for James there. He'd have wanted a slightly cleaner pass through, I think, there. And sounds like our co-commentator is back.
Yeah, humble apologies, mate. Kids and insects don't mix, and kids' internet and iRacing don't mix either. So yeah,
Beamer's into the pits, and he's taking tyres as well. I can see that car is jacked up right now, so it's going to be a long stop for Weemers, I think. Yeah, we're into the 30 seconds already. Sorry, 19 seconds. Time is still blocking up. 23.4 seconds. So yeah, that's a long stop for Bernie. I don't think he's going to be able to bounce back from that. We wondered whether it was going to be quicker or not. I don't think the times are falling off as fast as we anticipated, to be honest. So who knows? Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's probably the right play though. If you are going to take tyres, do it at the end of the first stint, and then you can bring it home from here, and certainly get your money's worth. I think
Anderson also pitted as well. I mean, his one was a 37.9 second stop, so he was right on the tail of Weemers, but decided to pit. But of course, now he's got himself a fresh car as well. So All that damage to the side pods has been repaired as well, so pit crew quickly nipped that out, and yeah, we'll see what kind of lap time he can put in with an absolutely perfect car. He was very, very quick earlier on, so who knows.
And the Jaguar of Aaron Hamilton's obviously had some issues. I've missed that. Sorry, but what do you call it?
Just a pit. That's all it was.
No. The
oh
front
god,
of his
yeah!
car's
Look at that! Look at
not
that! Wow,
real clean at all.
Let's jump back that and see what happened there. Wow, that must have been just after the pits. So.
Or alternatively, I wonder if it's. Oh no! He has had an incident with.
It's already happened as well.
Eric Rodriguez. It's just. He's just. Eric's. I know you got to promote the series, but he's just so slow, and he's just got in the way. And I'm not going to say anything too derogatory, but I think perhaps maybe Eric might need to do some more practice or. See, and he's just disconnected.
Just like you say, he just lost it, didn't he? Going through Chapel right in front. He was slow, but he just lost it through Chapel as well. And then poor Hamilton had nowhere to go. Hamilton's still out there though, isn't he? So let's see how it's affecting the car.
Yeah, see, Eric's fastest lap time was at 2 minutes 1.9. Which is
13 seconds slower than anybody else out there
per lap. So whether he's using a hand controller or he might be using an Oculus Rift and not used to it, or I don't know, but to be that much slower, there has to be, I would imagine, some sort of hardware reason. But yeah, that's really, really going to burn Hamilton here, because he's just come out of the pits and he's going to pretty much have to do this entire stint with a lot less downforce than what he's after.
Kent Walker just leaving the pits as well. Kent took tyres, 23.8 seconds. Big gaps around him at the moment. Anderson closing back in on Weemers as well. Hamilton.
Wilson.
Keep an eye on Hamilton. Leaders are into the pits, by the way. We'll keep an eye on those as well once we come through. I just want to see what Hamilton's lap time is when he crosses the line.
56.4 years. He understeer again out of the last turn here. So he's really struggling, and a 50.7. Well, there's the tail of the story there. Yeah, so this is our championship leader in significant trouble, and again through cops you could see him fighting with the car the whole way. So
look who that is coming out of the pits just in front of him.
In front.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether Hamilton did not take tyres and Newton did take tyres though.
16.6 second stop for Newton, but drivers out are ahead of him, ahead of Newton. You got Kevin and James. I mean, they had like 13 seconds and 12 second pit stops there. James King there, 13.2 and 12 seconds for Kevin. So. Yeah, not great pit stop for Newton. Like you say, he might have taken tyres. He might not have done. I didn't quite catch it. Shall we see if I can get a little replay back?
So how long was
of him
Newton
in the pits
for?
16.6. So it's not long.
That's not a tyre stop. I wouldn't think that's a tyre stop if the other guys are only doing 13 seconds.
Not quite long enough to jump back. I'm gonna try and see if we can see it on the replay actually, to see exactly what it is. Bad camera angle. No, it's not. It's just fuel. It's not jacked up at all.
I wonder if he ran out of fuel coming in.
Slow
Let's
start.
have a check. It doesn't even sound like he's run out of fuel. Well, I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll see what he's got pace-wise in that McLaren, because he's going to have to absolutely nail it if he's going to catch the guys up ahead.
I wonder if he's... What's he done here? Hang on. There's a little movement here, whether he's overshot the pit.
Hamilton once again in the 150s. That looks like about his time. Should be alright, actually, I think, to sort of finish in and around the top 5 position, looking at the gap that he's got to like Hall. It's worth pointing out Hall obviously jumped Bernie in the pits as well, as he didn't take any tyres. So current running order is Go on.
So I think I've gone to Newton's pit stop here. He's stopped and he's been stationary for quite a while, but I'm wondering whether he might have got a pit lane penalty or something, because he's certainly done a double movement. He's been stopped for a long while and then moves forward and then goes reverses back to his pit lane and then stops for a long time again. So it's an unusual one. I'm not sure I've seen that before. But he's up and away again now, but left himself with a bit of work to do. I'm confident he can get that work done, but the Jaguar of James Keane, he can show some pace when need be. He's right on the tail of Kevin Huang again now.
Yeah, sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, the running order, sorry. I totally lost it for the moment. Yeah, running order is James King, Kevin Huang, Scott Newton, Aaron Hamilton, Ashton Hall, Bernie Weemers, Joshua Anderson, Brett Wilson, Amir's there, and then we've got Mim Park as well around the top 10. And the rest of your race there, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Go on is on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, surprised Anderson's still behind Bernie here. He's certainly got the pace that he's going to make a move now. Yeah, got the job done on Bernie. I think Bernie could have made life harder if he wanted to. A little bit of a cheeky look there by Bernie. But Josh is through now, so he's taking that position as 6th. Interesting to see what kind of lap times he can produce. And Alex Marshall has just had a shocker, isn't he? His poor thing, he's still in the pits there. So I'm not sure if that's I
think that's a scheduled stop for him.
Stop, yeah. The lap times of Hamilton, obviously, since the incident, 50.7, 50.3, 50.68. So that front nose damage is really causing him some difficulty as well. Just with Newton behind Kevin Huang there. Huang's last lap was a 50.7. Oh, wow. So well off the pace there. But I'll tell you what, it'll make the race interesting if he can keep Newton behind him for any amount of time for 3-4 laps. That'll give Keane that little bit of a gap.
Just gone, oh wow, because Josh's skins just jumped in. All of a sudden, he's in the McLaren. Out of nowhere, it just popped in. I don't really understand that, why it didn't do it at the start, but yeah, there must have been some sort of issue or something there. But yeah, so he's in the sort of the more modern McLaren, and actually, I'm pretty sure he was in the last race as well. Thinking about it. Strange. Yeah, looks like Trading Paint's obviously having some sort of issues today.
Well, it might be a fairly hefty skin too, big size, but we don't have the Mercedes this week, I've noticed. But we've got the 3 Cross Centre McLarens from the late 80s. We've got 3 Ferraris and 2 Jaguars and 2 Rothmans Williams, so it's good to have some team input there. Oh, and the 2 BARs, don't let me forget them.
Newton closing in on the back of Kevin Huang's Ferrari, so old rivalries continue. McLaren v Ferrari. Got a couple of chicanes here. Let's see if they can get a move done.
Well, Huang's last lap of 48.9, so maybe made a mistake, or actually probably on his out lap from his pits now, looking at that, with a 50.7 in front of that. So I'm thinking Kevin's probably taken tyres here too. It was a fairly, well, you'd be able to tell me if it was a long pit stop or not, but
12 seconds. He was actually the quickest one. Aaron was 9.2 seconds, but Kevin was the second quickest pit stop of the day. So I'd be surprised if he has got tyres. He's just perhaps finding his rhythm, but because they closed in some 0.5, half a second really on James as well this lap. So maybe he's pushing that a little bit harder now. He's got Scott right on his diffuser.
Yeah, what that's doing is bringing Scotty Newton right back into the fight for the lead as well. So there's some work to do here for Kevin and for James in the Jaguar and the Ferrari with that McLaren breathing down their necks. And we know the times that Scotty Newton's capable of. We showed that in qualifying and also the early stage of this race. So whilst they've got him in his pocket, you might want to try your best to keep him behind you, because like I said, we know what he can do when he's up and away.
A decent run out of Luffield here. Not going to be close enough, I think, through Copse to make any kind of move, but he's closing in on the draft, just 0.2 of a second separate him as they cross the line. Gets a good run, gets into Copse good. Is he going to he's going to risk maybe a look going into Beckett's? This will be very brave. He does, pulls alongside, but Kevin there just chops his nose off though. Wasn't allowing that move. That could well cost Scott the opportunity to run.
Going off. No, sorry, Fuji Sartona has just gone off in front of him. Yeah, he's now I'm pretty sure that Fuji runs the Oculus Rift, so he might be having some difficulties there again. But he's had quite a few off tracks tonight. So
quite funny because Marshall's running the Oculus as well, I believe. I overheard him say that, and he's having some issues there. So I hope there isn't a problem all of a sudden created on that, because it does seem like those drivers are struggling. That said, I was looking at a race the other day, and some of the Oculus drivers were right out front, so there's no problems there. So could only be a new development as Newton gets a great exit out of Club Corner. Gonna have to tuck back in to get a little bit of slipstream. That Ferrari definitely looks quick in a straight line this week. Darts out, has a look into Abbey, heavy under brakes, squeezed into the corner. Great defensive driving from Kevin there, holds on to that position. Can see the frustration starting to build up in Scott in the cockpit there. He needs to get by quickly if he's going to have a run at this victory. He needs to get on to James as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just trying to see if we can find Aaron Hamilton. He's had to have pitted again to take a new nose. Probably can make it home from here, so that's a good idea from Aaron there. He's just come out just in front of Brett Wilson there, but yeah, with that damage sustained on the Jaguar, yeah, it's not sustainable to keep going at that pace. So early pit stop for Hamilton. Don't think he would have taken tyres, but he'll make it home from there.
Yeah, it was 10.7 second stop, so pretty short. Still, even with the repairs that he needed to do, and like you say, it made sense. He sacrificed some time in that stint. He knew it, but it meant that he could just do the one more pit stop and bring it home. Wilson just behind him at the moment. Don't think Wilson's going to be able to close in Aaron's pace on the fresh at the start of the race was quite a bit quicker. So quickest driver still out there at the moment is Josh Anderson, closing in. He's 8 seconds behind Hall, 4th and 5th place at the moment. But it's a lot of time. We'll have to see what he does for the pits. Hopefully he won't take tyres for this next stop. But yeah, the fresh rubber certainly helping out there. Oh, Newton very, very close again. 1/10 of a second coming into Abbey once again. It's not going to be able to get a move done. Kevin just defending. Oh, Kevin goes far too deep into Abbey there. He's going to get a slowdown penalty through that. Concedes the position, so pressure in the end just gets the better of him, and he loses the place there to Scott Newton.
Well, that releases Newton.
Sorry, Brenton. He actually picked up a bit of front wing damage as he cut across the grass there. It is quite bumpy through that little section of grass, and it looks like the front wing must have bottomed out and damaged. So that's that's doubly bad news, I guess, for Kevin. Although he will be into the pits in a couple of laps' time, so he will get a fresh nose on that. But let's hope it doesn't affect him too much.
Well, 12 laps to go now. 3.7 seconds separates our leader Keane back to Newton. So I'll be just keeping an avid eye on that. 48.8 last lap for Keane's a great lap time. 49.3 for Newton. Well, we know why. Just being behind Kevin there. So now that Newton's released, we'll be really interested to see what his lap times that he can produce. And also where these guys pit in comparison with Hamilton, who's just gone across the strike, I think, on his first flying lap with the new wing. Yeah, 1:48.8. So that's going to bring him back into contention as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a little look, see if there's anything else going on. Pack's pretty much separated apart, which is kind of what we expected looking at the times in practice and qualifying. What we're seeing on screen is the closest battle. Kevin, have to see what he does this lap, see if that damage has affected him too much. He hasn't dropped off as much as I expected he would have done, so I think he's going to be alright out there. Everybody else is probably 3, 4, 5 seconds separated at the moment, so really need to get this second pit stop to come in and see how that plays out, because a lot of different pit stop times in the first stop.
Yeah, and the constant fastest lap again, 48.3 for Anderson. He's consistently the quickest driver out there at the moment, but he's just had so many early dramas, hasn't he? And you're looking at laps 4, lap 6, lap 7, 8, 9, 10. There's no time recorded there, so whether he's just gone through a phase there where he's had shortcut after shortcut, don't know. But to have 6 out of 7 laps with no time recorded, there's got to be some dramas there.
Yeah, could also be some connectivity issues, giving him, I think they call it discontinuity or something like that. I'm not sure what it is on the server, but the server doesn't count the laps if you disappear off of it for a certain percent of the lap, so it's unsure of whether it's genuine or not.
Yeah, the chase is on here, 0.7 of a second gain there by Newton last lap in that McLaren, chasing down the Jaguar there. So, and Kevin Huang's still hanging in there. If Scotty has a pit stop like last time, I'm not expecting him to, but his last mistake has busted this race wide open, and it's the same at Mosport. The McLarens were the quickest car there, but both Alex and Scott made those mistakes and didn't allow Aaron Hamilton for the win, but Aaron Hamilton certainly earned that win. But little mistakes every now and then are creeping in.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that kind of time he's going to be on him, but perhaps not before his pits. He can't afford, like you say, he can't afford the same sort of pit stop time. He was 6.5 seconds. Oh, behind! That's Kevin. Did he keep that out of the wall? No, he certainly did not.
Don't think so.
Let's have a little look at that back from on board, see exactly what happened there.
Just got the rears on the grass, and he's hit the wall very hard there. And they get 2, maybe 3 fast toes, I think. So
yeah, so we'll jump straight into the pits. So I have no doubts. But let's just look. So we're just on the replay. We're going into Abbey. No real issues. No snap. He just runs wide over the curb. I can see he's heading towards the wall. Tries everything he can to stop it. There's just panic in the car, and but in the end, just nothing he could do. And fair bit of damage there. He just brought it onto pit road. Like I say, we'll get it repaired. So it could have been worse. I mean, he's probably lost about 10 seconds, I would think, there with that. But still going to have a relatively good position, I think, when it all pans out.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Hamilton can actually make a gain on that spot. Hamilton coming out now, yes he will. So Hamilton just going through cops now, so positional change because of the mistake by Kevin. So he's dropped that 1 position, but he might have, I'm not sure if he took new tyres there, I don't think he did. So our championship leaders made a gain there. Lachlan Hall and Josh Anderson, this is a battle that's closing up as well. 48.2 last lap for Anderson, 49.9 for Hall, so significant gains there. And Anderson again just showing some very, very good lap times. So surprised he's not up there further. And maybe discontinuity is the right call because he does blip a bit on the screen.
Yeah, 148.2 that last time. So yeah, definitely closing in quite rapidly as well. He had the longest stop out of everyone, 37.9. So I'm pretty sure he took tyres. So let's see what he does. He's going to have a quick stop, I'm sure. The next one, he won't take tyres again. He's had to do all this hard work to catch back up to Hall here. You don't want to do it again. He's only just got there the last time.
Oh, 37.9, that's more than just tyres. I'm thinking maybe penalty? He's had a penalty as well, maybe a speed infringement penalty, because you shouldn't be having pit stop times that long.
Have a look as he's closing in. Surely he's going to... Oh, Hall goes wide. That's practically going to hand that place over. Oh, no? He hasn't. He stayed with it. He's going to be side by side. No, he's not. So Hall then Anderson up into third place, 20 seconds behind Newton at this point. So I can't see him gaining too many more places, if I'm honest, unless the drivers have absolute nightmares in the pits.
Actually surprised that since Newton's actually got past Keane, that Keane's actually made ground. Newton must have made a mistake last lap with a 49.5. So, but yeah, since he got released, what was that, probably 4 laps ago now, Keane's actually been able to extend that lead, which is very surprising.
Yeah, 3.6 seconds is the gap. They crossed the line last time. I think looking at my live intervals, it does look as if Newton has had a good lap this time though, so closing back in, I think that's going to come down to in and around the 3 seconds, maybe even 2 second mark. So looks like Keane maybe getting ready for a pit stop. Maybe just struggling a little bit because that gap is absolutely shooting down at the moment.
Well, yeah, with a 49.4 compared to that 48.1, so that's 1.3 seconds difference there. That's a huge difference, and this is a battle for the lead, remember. And Keane's got his teammate is Aaron Hamilton, the championship leader, so Keane's going to have to get Scotty Newton to work for this lead, because Scotty is almost like a shortcut there by Newton for it. Not sure he's got classed as one, but this is where the incidents are going to start really becoming annoying now. You don't want any late incidents, but you're going to want Newton to really work for this lead. And Anderson in the pits.
Yeah, let's see what Anderson does this time. Definitely not jacked up this time, so it's just going to be a splash of fuel. .2 second stop, so yeah. So he took tyres on the first one, see if it was going to make it. Perhaps he did a little bit of testing and just didn't like the way the tyres felt on keeping them on that car the whole way through. Where does he come out around? He's just ahead of Amir at the moment. We haven't seen much of Amir since he made the mistake, but was pretty quick. So a lot of drivers just going to come in with a splash with a lap or two to go, I think.
Yeah, this would be for position as well, but I think Anderson obviously is going to have that speed over Amir, who showed some great early pace. I think he got up to third in the early stage, certainly third. So Amir, it's good to have the another Rothmans William driver on board. Fuji Sartone, our host teammate. So hopefully, you should expect some good things from Amir for the rest of the series.
1.9 seconds is the gap. Our leader's in. Leader jumps into the pits, so Newton's going to go a lap or two longer. Let's stay with James, see what he does in the pits, because this is going to be all important. He needs to nail this. Not the greatest of stops for last time, as we can see, 13.2. He's going to need, I would think, a sub 10 second stop to try and hold on to this lead.
No, he's overshot the pit entry, so straight away the mistake there. So whatever lead he did have over Newton's disappeared just from that small mistake.
Sadly, the pace car has blocked that off, so we can't see it. Yeah, 13 second stop, so he's going to have to hope now that Newton makes a mistake in the pits. It's the only way he's going to hold on to that position, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, he'll be disappointed there, James Keane, because the race was on there, and it's certainly on still, but these cars just love having no fuel on board, and every lap that you can get by with that lighter tank, it's a massive advantage for you. Newton now in the lead, 48.5, and to be honest with you, if he does go on and win the race, it's certainly very, very well deserved pole position. And obviously had some issues in a pit stop. I'd love to be interested to see what those issues were, but I'd imagine he's going to be pitting in this lap.
Definitely looks confident out there today as well, just nailing all the apexes everywhere, so he's having a lot of fun, I'm sure. Car looks good, definitely dialed in for him. Let's see, is he going to jump in this time by?
No, goes on again.
Continues on for another, so... And his teammate, let's have a look, see what his teammate does as well, because his teammate's obviously having that fight with Josh Anderson as well, so... Josh definitely got the pace as far as the lap times goes, but if Hall can have, say, a sub 10 second stop, then that might well give him backtrack position. Hall carries on as well. Yeah, so the McLaren's going deep into this for the second stint. So might explain why their stops were a little bit longer. The first time by just took a little bit more fuel in that first stint.
They might have, but fuel goes in extremely quickly in the Star Mazda, so whether they pitted later or whether they've just been able to fuel save and just drag out an extra few laps. But championship leader Aaron Hamilton with the mistake that Kevin made, so Hammer's up to 4th, probably going to be a net 3rd with Lachlan Hall. The question that I'll be asking, and I'll be typing it to the boys shortly, is there going to be team orders here? This will be James Keen's first race this series, and an excellent second place at the moment, I would think. Newton, I think, is pitting, is he? No, not yet.
No, not yet.
So whether after Hamilton's won the first 2 races, whether they want to put in some team orders already. I'm not sure whether James can commit to the series as much as Hamilton, so it might be worth seeing what they do there.
Yeah, some would say it's a bit early in the season, only round 3, but I know I can understand.
Yeah, but Keane hasn't raced in either races 1 or 2, so I'm not sure how many drop rounds is our race leader Newton is in. So interesting to see here, we know that Keane had a pit stop of 13.2 seconds, I think you said, and at that time he had a 2.5 second lead. But just with overshooting the pit stop, no, he's hit that mark perfectly.
Yep.
So just looking behind now, I know Newton's going to come out, and that's a very quick pit stop. That's a really quick
8.1 second stop, so he will breeze it, I would think.
Keane's only just coming through Cops now, so a massive gain there by Newton.
Yeah, it was against a 13 second stop for Keane, so 5 seconds gained in the pits. So not only did he have less fuel to put in the car to make it to the end, he also nailed his marks as well, and that's made all the difference. We're a bit concerned about his first stop, old Scotty Newton, but yeah, when he needed to, he absolutely he nailed it. And maybe that, he might have made that mistake. Not really sure what happened there at all on that first one, but still managed to get enough fuel in it to do the to have that short stint. So good work in the end. Probably made it a lot tougher for himself than it needed to be. But it's not over yet, that's for sure. We've got 5 laps remaining, anything can happen, and has happened, especially with the way we can commentate curse people.
Yes, exactly right. So I was just typing a little message there to one of the cars. Just, I know it's early in the season, and it is early in the season, and if Keane doesn't move over, that's totally acceptable. We don't usually have that policy, but like I said, if he doesn't do the rest of the series here and it comes down to the wire, I think there's 7 races in this series, and this is race 3 already. I know what I'd be thinking.
Yeah, I mean, just like you say, actually, the races aren't every week either, are they? So 2 to 3 weeks separating these races, and but yeah, we are actually flying through the season already. Kevin trying to close in on Aaron Hamilton as well. I mean, he is closing up that last lap. He was quite a bit quicker. 2.3 seconds is the gap. Let's have a look at the times. Worth pointing out, Hall's also into the pits. We can see his McLaren there as they just shoot through turn 1. Where's Hall going to come out? Actually lost 1/10 of a second that time, Kevin on Hamilton. 2 seconds apart. That's going to be the only issue, I think, with team orders might creep in, is that it's going to put James under a lot of pressure from Kevin as well.
Yeah, it could do, but they don't have to do it straight away. They can wait till just before the start-finish line to ease any pressure. But he might not even be able to read my questions there. He might have that turned off. I don't know, so it could be all in vain. But I think it is something that you've got to think about.
Past Hall with the pit stops there, even though Hall's stop was an 8.1 second stop. still wasn't able to get out in front of Anderson. It's 4 seconds back, so that just goes to show the kind of lap times that Anderson's been doing constantly in the 48s. When he doesn't get a discontinuity, those lap times are registering, and they are very, very quick. Had he not had that issue at the start of the race and perhaps qualified, I think we could have seen a different winner today.
Well, yeah, he's done that all season. Well, for the first few races, hasn't he? He showed some pace. He just tends to trip over every now and then, whether it's his own mistake or not. But a lot of understeer there. Sorry, just on board with Hamilton at the moment. You haven't talked us around a lap yet either, AC.
No, Aaron's about to jump on. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Here we are, famous circuit, Silverstone, home of Formula 1, it's fair to say. Coming across the old traditional Grand Prix layout. Gonna head into Copse Corner, perhaps just down one gear, chuck it in, get on the power nice and hard. Use all of that runoff on the exit there, avoid the AstroTurf. We've seen how bumpy that is already today, many drivers. Into probably the most exhilarating section of any racetrack. Beckett's, Maggots, and then into Chapel. Very important to get a good exit out of Chapel. You need to carry as much speed out of there as you can for Hangar Straight. You can lose so much time if you just get a weak exit off of Chapel. Looks like I thought Hamilton was having a little weave or something there for a moment, but no, seems okay. Into Stowe Corner, another great corner. Back end just coming around just a little bit there. Had to correct it middle of the corner. Scrubbed a bit too much speed off there. Heavy braking into Vale. You want to use a little bit of the curbing. Just misses it there. Gets yourself swung over to the right hand side. Be very careful. It's quite bumpy on that exit there, and it can get the cars quite loose. But Hamilton's car looks nice and planted. Into Abbey Corner, probably the second hardest corner, especially if you've got a tailwind going into here. Heavy braking. Fly the car into left, use all the curb, watch the curb on the right. It's actually quite bumpy and can upset the cars. Great exit there as well, through Bridge Corner, flat out through there, into Priory. Some drivers will use that runoff area to the right. Aaron decides not to. Heavy braking into Brooklands, use that curb on the left, avoid the sleeping policeman. Just catches one of them there as well, just upsets the car a little bit. Through Luffield, hug the inside here. Want to make it as short as possible through there. Good exit, using all of the runoff. And sorry about the noise in the background, as the cat decides it's going to wreck the garage.
No, well called again, AC. I can tell you why Hamilton's doing a bit of weaving. It's because he's got Kevin Huang all over the back of him. And during that call, I was actually on board with Kevin and had a little bit of a look there at some stage. So, he's gained an entire second that last lap. Certainly will be in the draft. We're on lap 31 of a 32 lap race, so this is the championship leader here in under attack here from Kevin Huang in that Ferrari. Not sure James Keen's going to bother waiting for him if he's going to be this intense. This is where the battle's going to be. These cars such an advantage in the draft. You can see what Hamilton's trying to do by ditching that draft of Huang there, dropping down. Car just of Huang just loses that bit of oh gosh, how am I going today? Just a bit of understeer there from just the lack of draft. The lack of downforce. I got it right in a second.
Yeah, I think any chance of a switch on the last lap is pretty much gone now that Kevin's right here. It's just going to be impossible to do and maintain the position. Hamilton weaving around a lot, perhaps a bit too much if I'm honest. Knows that he's under a lot of pressure from Kevin. Kevin needs to get up as close as possible through this slow section. He needs to be right at his tail coming out of Luffield if he's going to make it. Makes a little mistake through Bridge Corner there, but gets a good Priory, so he catches back up again. Got a little bit of damage on that wing as well as Kevin, so it doesn't seem to be affecting him. Maybe helping if anything.
Just wondering if that was from going across the grass. Now I think this is where though those who took tyres in the first stop have just got such an advantage over those who haven't taken tyres all day. Confident that the Hamilton and Keen cars have not taken tyres, and yeah, you're right, Hamilton does weave dramatically. Not under the braking zone though, he seems to keep it straight. Oh, look at that run, Cops there. That's a significant gain by, and Anderson's not far away here either, but
a great
there's a move here to be made.
That was a mistake, I think, really on Hamilton's part there. He caught him. He's perhaps slightly offline going into the corner. Managed to mess up the middle part of the corner, had to get out of it. And of course, Kevin had such a great run and just went through the outside there. He's maintained that speed, and you want to be on the inside going into Beckett's there, and it was just a no-brainer. There was no way Aaron could close the door then. It was just far too late. Might have a chance to have a fight back.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the tyres for it.
Yeah, he's going to give it everything he's got. You're right. Josh isn't too far behind. If they tangle at all, then he could well have both of those. Just have a quick look at our leader. Our leader's coming through bridge corner right now. We will stick with him just for a second. Got a few more corners to go. If Hamilton has a look, we'll jump back to that. But Newton, you have to say, he's drove a pretty decent race, even when he made the mistake in the pits. He fought back strong, did a couple of overtaking manoeuvres, been a great drive, nailed his last pit stop, and that's what won in the race, really. Congratulations, Scott Newton and the McLaren team. Showed their potential here today at Silverstone. James Keane, new driver to the series, one to watch for sure. Been very, very strong, good, consistent performance all race long. Well-deserved second place. And here comes Kevin here for third place. He'll be delighted with a podium, and the Ferrari team there will be ecstatic, I'm sure. Oh, is that Hamilton running out of fuel? Is that what the problem is?
Is that what the problem is?
Did Josh get him?
Dropped. Josh did get him. Half a second. Oh, that's not great for the championship there. Because don't forget, Hamilton had to pit early because of that front downforce, the wing that he lost from who was that? Eric Rodriguez, and yeah, they're going to have a chat with Eric about that, I think. But I'm pretty sure that he's run out of fuel. Oh, yes, he has.
Yeah, he has, and Josh just got him as well. Wow.
Wow.
Talk about cutting it close on the fuel, and that's probably why Kevin was reeling him in so much at the end there. Just wow. Thank you very much. Mr. Anderson will say with that one, though, for sure.
So final results, well done to the McLaren team. Scotty Newton has taken the win from a well-deserved win from pole position, and was dominant throughout, apart from the mistake in the pit stop. James Keane in the Jaguar in second place, 11.2 seconds off Kevin Huang in our Ferrari in third place. Josh Anderson, a great charging drive there from the back of the grid, even with those mistakes. Aaron Hamilton, we saw the dramas he had, even running out a few of the last lap, 25 seconds behind our race leader. Lachlan Hall and Bernie Weemers brought it home in 7th place, so that's fantastic. The Bernie teammate in the BAR, Brett Wilson, in 8th. Amir Aghani in 9th, just had some issues there. Min Park didn't actually talk a lot about him tonight, was a bit off the pace down in 10th place. Kent Walker in the Sauber had early issues. Fuji Satono, Titran, Alex Marshall, we saw what happened to him, and Eric Rodriguez was our field. And on that, I have to head off, and I've got a endurance race to go to, AC, so you'll love you to leave you, mate, sorry.
Yeah, thanks very much. We will have a quick word with Aaron Hamilton. He's jumped in to have a little word. Aaron, I'm not really sure what to say on that one. A tough race, I think, is the best thing to say. You had your problems. Pace looked good today for the Jaguar team. You're up in second place, and then of course you had your issue with the back marker coming out on the second stop. Got yourself damaged there, and looks like the car was suffering massively with understeer through there. And then of course running out of fuel at the end. Just take us through the race from your point of view.
Yeah, well, it started off okay, right behind Scott, but I made a couple of mistakes, and as soon as I lost that draft, our setup, I don't know, it just went off during the race. I just couldn't keep up the pace, and that lap car, honestly, I hope they either put a bit more practice in or don't do the race next time, because I'm looking at their lap times, and they're about 15 seconds off the pace, and I don't know what they were doing. But, didn't take enough fuel at the last pit stop. But, still 5th position. considering how crap the race went, I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, where did it's interestingly, it's showing a weird on our timing screen. It's showing us third, but yes, just to confirm, you are fifth. So I'm not quite sure why it's showing third, but yeah. When did you actually start to run out of fuel?
Oh, I knew when I came out of the pits. I was fuel safe in the last few laps. I thought I had enough. I underestimated how much was needed into the tank before it started like coughing.
Yep.
So yeah, I should have taken a little more fuel. I got my calculations wrong.
Yeah, we did wonder actually, because all of a sudden Kevin started to really reel you in a little bit. Was it just in case you were trying to lift coast as much as you could, but while trying to maintain some sort of pace?
Pretty much. I was just trying to keep him off the back, but whatever move he did on the last lap through turn one, I don't know what he did, but it was bloody awesome.
Yeah, I have to say we were on board. I thought perhaps you had a bit of a slow apex or something like that through there, but yeah, you're right. He's come steaming through on the outside there, and yeah, there's just nothing you could do, I think, especially if you needed to save fuel as well. So yeah, good racing at the end, and like you say, the main thing is you've clocked up some good points for the championship.
Yeah, we'll just keep on pushing forwards and hope it goes a little better next race.
Thanks very much, buddy. Well, all the best, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time for that round.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, Aaron. Joined now by our race victor. Congratulations, Scotty. Well done, buddy. You had your issues in the first pit stop. Just tell us what happened there.
Yeah, just I think I overshot the pits, and the fuel wasn't going into the car, so I had to back it up and just to make sure that the fuel was going in. I lost about 10 seconds. Come out in P3, and thankfully I was able to catch down the other two in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, had to do some overtaking, and then you had a really good pit stop on the last one as well, only 8 seconds, so you managed to gain a net 5 seconds in the box there as well. So give you the victory back, and then just didn't look back from there.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I think overall my race pace was pretty good. Comparing it to qualifying, and I just felt really, really confident. Just with the amount of testing I did, and with the weather was pretty similar to my testing, so yeah, that only furthered the confidence, I think.
Paul had a good race as well. New driver for McLaren this race. You must be happy with the way he's jumped into the car and straight on the pace in the series.
Yeah, for sure.
And just tell us very briefly what happened to Marshall today. Struggled a little bit in qualifying, and then we saw him obviously got tangled. I think it was with Josh Anderson on the first lap, damaged the car. It just seemed to struggle all race long though, all sort of race meeting.
Yeah, I think if Alex jumps up into the channel, he might be able to tell you. But I think from conversations with him, he's struggled just a little bit with all the braking markers that he's been able to find, and that's sort of put him off the pace a little bit. But yeah, he's definitely a fast driver to look out for. So hopefully he'll do well next race at Watkins.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my next question. Where are we next? We are indeed at Watkins Glen, 25th of July for that one, same time. For those that want to tune in and watch that one back. Watkins, obviously, very different track from Silverstone. It's all about high-speed corners and straight line speed. Really, it's going to be quite a different setup for there, I should imagine. Feeling confident for that one?
Yeah, definitely feeling confident for that track. Given that I do well in Grand Prix Series as well, so hopefully I am able to carry on the confidence and my results there.
I guess you got the GT1s coming up in about an hour's time, have you?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I'll be getting ready for that, and also I might be able to jump into the AGPS practice too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, busy day for you. Right, we'll let you go then, fella. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we send you back down?
Yeah, I'd like to thank first of all to the members in the academy, Martin van Lissenord, Alex Marshall, Lachlan Hall, and also to all the guys that jump in the TeamSpeak as well during the race. Also to Fuji as well for putting on a great series, and obviously to ARL TV for putting on the live streams. It's really good. Cheers.
Great. Cheers, Scott. We'll catch you in a few weeks' time, mate.
No worries.
Oh, sorry, cut him off a bit quick there. Sorry, Scott. Right, let's bring up Kevin. Kevin,
Hey, Alex.
Congratulations, mate. Good race for you. Podium at the end, even though our overlay shows fourth, but we know you were third. Good battle at the end there. Picked up some damage in the second stint. Was that when you cut across Abbey? Was it?
Yeah, I think I don't know the names of the corners, but yeah, I think it was that one. I was just pushing way too hard.
And then of course you had a spin there as well, the same, on the exit, same corner. So, and that was some pretty heavy damage that time, but I guess it fell in your pit stop window, so it wasn't so severe.
Yeah, I got super lucky with it, and it wasn't too far from the pits. Also, if I crashed earlier in the lap, I wouldn't have gotten podium. I don't think. I have to look at the end results. I don't know how far back fourth place was.
I mean, looking at the gaps and the lap times and whatnot that you were doing, do you think perhaps you could have had a little bit more out of it? Maybe a P2 without your incident today?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know. I wasn't consistent. Sometimes the car felt great. Sometimes the car was just strange. I don't know. It was me or the car. But at the middle stint, I didn't have much confidence. At the first stint, at the beginning, I was just learning the car, and then I don't know what happened. It just clicked, and I was doing 148.5s for a while, and then I didn't feel like I was doing anything different. And then after the first pit stop, it just felt the car felt a little bit different. I guess I didn't think the fuel is only. I think we only had 16 liters of fuel or something. I didn't think it makes a difference, but I don't know. It just felt completely different. And then the third stint, it went back to pretty fast. And yeah, I don't know. I don't drive these cars normally, so I don't know how the tires and the fuel how they balance out.
Of course, you made a pretty epic move at the end there in turn one. You must have been delighted with that, how that panned out. I mean, it certainly looked awesome on camera. We were on board with you at the time, and just looked like Aaron was a bit slow, but talking to him, he didn't make any kind of mistakes in there, so he just absolutely nailed that corner there and got an awesome run.
I thought he made a mistake because I know I nailed it, but I didn't think it's that big of a difference. So it felt like I had 100 extra horsepower. Or I had a DRS. My Star Mazda was the only one that had a DRS enabled.
Well, congratulations, podium position. Hopefully you can improve on that for Watkins Glen. Obviously, it's a favourite amongst many drivers. Star Mazda runs pretty well through there as well, so I expect it to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I love that track. I usually do well, so really looking forward to that, and hope I get a good setup for that track.
Awesome, great job. Have good fun and good luck in the GTs. I assume you're doing those next.
No, I'm taking a break this season.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be back next season.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, have a good weekend, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time for Watkins.
You too. Thanks, Alex. Bye.
Right, that just about wraps us up for this round of the Grand Prix 247.com iRacing Star Mazda F1 series. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We will be back in a few weeks' time, 25th of July, for round 4 at Watkins Glen. Be sure to tune in. That'll be a blast of a race, I'm sure. We're gradually picking up the numbers as well, so I think we could be up in and around the 20s for that one, which will make the race even more exciting. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like us, give us a thumbs up, share it on the social media. It helps us, it helps the series, it helps iRacing, so it's all good. But yeah, we'll be back next week for Watkins.